I'm Jo Conchi.
Josh Babarindi.
I'm Liz Barrett.
I saw what was happening in Italy and how they were having to lock down specific regions. And I thought, well, if that does happen here in England, how are people going to get food, get the medication? And then I thought, well, what about people who don't even have friends or family that they can ask? What are they going to do?
We did a few things, but they were underpinned by looking at what great resources we had. The key form that took was our community call centre, where we set ourselves a target to call 5,000 people who were shielding, to check in with them and signpost those in need.
When lockdown started, the first thing we did was get involved in the local food bank. We knew that they were under threat of closure because most of their volunteers were over 70.
The project was called Good Neighbour. It's kind of the premise that if you need anything, you can just call on a neighbour in the vicinity who can go and get you some milk or pop over and get your prescription for you so that you don't have to go out.
Another key one were our social distancing floor stickers. What was really clear was that the supermarkets have the resource to buy these stickers, but we were hearing from local businesses that they didn't have those, and that could have increased the infection risk. So we worked with them to develop our own floor stickers and distributed them to lots of small corner shops. Again, we got some really great feedback that customers and businesses alike felt far more confident when it came to shopping.
In July, I've set up a community food share in South Perth. Got in touch with the food distribution organisers who have been fantastic support. Got some volunteers together, and we're running a 4-week pilot to see if the community want to take this on. People have just been so enthusiastic and so grateful for what we're doing.
Didn't want it to be political. It wasn't about scoring political points. I wanted it to include everybody. It's been really good to identify these people during the shielding, but I think it's something that will need a long-term solution as well.
Somebody else, her name is Hester. She had never engaged with any campaigning or anything like that, but when she saw us appealing for volunteers, she felt as though she wanted to help. She was really nervous, but we gave lots of training and lots of support, and she was able to signpost quite a few very vulnerable people actually. And she just came back to us and said, wow, I've never done something like this before, but I'm really excited to have done this, and I think I'm going to get more involved.
My friend Wilma is responsible for all the community nurses across South Perthshire, and she got in touch to see if I could help with button bands, because they were finding that face masks weren't fitting properly and they were really uncomfortable on the nurses' ears. So Wilma and I developed a prototype. I did a few test samples. They said, yeah, that's great. Got in touch with volunteers. And then over the next few weeks, I had over 40 volunteers. We produced 1,400 button bands, which we then distributed to Wilma's team and across all the care homes. It has been a huge privilege, and I feel so blessed over the last few months to have been able to make a difference and to help people in these really difficult times. And the lovely letters of appreciation we've had from care homes and from the nurses have just been fantastic.
This is something that I'd like to sort of continue as a community project, where people can ring up and say like, oh, I can't leave the house today, I'm in a really bad state. Is there any chance someone could pick up some shopping?
We're still calling around local residents. Even though lockdown has eased, we've been calling around and saying, look, is there anything we can help with? Are there any people that or organisations we can signpost you to? Let us know and know that we are here for you. And again, that reassurance has been really, really important.
It's just so good to know that we are making things better by our efforts.
I've been a member of the Lib Dems for about 7 years. I've only really recently got into being quite an active member.
I coordinated the Eastbourne Liberal Democrats' response to coronavirus.
I'm the treasurer of Perth and Kinross Liberal Democrats, and I've been a member since 1983, I think.
I didn't realise just how easy it was to actually make a difference and be part of something.
I've always been involved in voluntary work, as well as the Lib Dem stuff.
It was actually at a Lib Dem meeting that we started talking about the idea, and it was our former Edinburgh MP, who said to me, people are really going to need help, maybe you should look at something like this in Winsford.
I'm a Liberal because I believe that we should reduce the role that luck plays in defining people's life chances.
At the heart of what we do as Lib Dems is work for the community. And I think that overrides any sort of look at what we're doing as Lib Dems for the community. And I thought the volunteers, I don't want them to feel that, oh, well, if I do that, does that make me a Lib Dem? Or
there are just countless stories of individuals who, in many cases, didn't need help, but were like, wow, I had no idea that you guys actually cared at this time. Thank you so much. We won't forget this.